Hey, welcome to Gen X Medic. We're talking about accreditation. We're talking about how it has failed EMS. Yep, calling something I approved of 10 years ago a failure. Hard to believe that, isn't it? See, we're a proponent of evidence-based medicine here, but I'm also a proponent of evidence-based education. And the evidence is in. It's failed. How has it failed? Well, it's created a program where you have a need that the education cannot provide, be it number of employees, because everyone goes through to get a job. That's why you become a paramedic. You want to work as a paramedic. Be you a professional, be you a volunteer paramedic, which does exist, folks. You want to do this. But if you've got 12 slots in an area that needs 30 medics, you're not even putting out half of what's needed. And if it's prohibitive for a college or training institution to get involved in teaching it, you can't even meet that need through other means. There's problems. We have to address these problems. This isn't a local issue, this is a national issue. That's why we have a national shortage. It's like, well, let's force firefighters to go become paramedics, but firefighters who don't want to be paramedics are going to be lousy paramedics. Guess what? I don't want to be a firefighter. I'd be a lousy firefighter. If your heart's not in jobs like that, you're never going to be good at it, because you're going to have that passion to sit there after 25 years of doing this to still read a article, to go look at Medscape, to listen to podcasts about your job. We've also designed it so a lot of places are doing away with non-degreed educators. Why are they doing that? Well, you work for a college, you need a degree. Completely ignoring that the people who you want to teach these people actually should be able to do the job and understand it. You'll have people teaching who have no actual understanding of the job. They might know the science, but they don't know the art. When you get people coming out who are unable to critically think, they're unable to actually have conversations with people. So when it comes time to assess somebody, they don't find out any answers. They'll sit there and they'll look at their phone, they'll look up an algorithm, they'll follow an algorithm, and be completely right on the algorithm and kill their patient. Yes, you can algorithmically kill a patient, because when you're talking to that chest pain patient and they didn't trust you, and they're like, you're going through your algorithm asking your questions, you don't pick up on that little twinge of their face. It's like, I need to dig a little deeper here. These are the things that you get from an actual paramedic who does the job. Hell, I'll be honest, I think their section should be taught by doctors. I think cardiology should be actually taught by a doctor, a cardiologist who has good bedside manner, because that person's going to teach you tricks to understand how to interpret people. You want to get me on board with that? I'm actually 100% on board. Instead, we're putting out a bunch of people who are not used to people. And you add in a curriculum that we know full well is 5 years out of date when the students get it. And a lot of them aren't actually taught to question data, to question the stuff their book says, to look for better answers. They need to be able to go in there, take that test, and pass it. That's the only thing that matters to these programs. That's what accreditation's got us. So we've got less employees to fill a greater role because we're getting more calls. So it means more patients, less people to cover it, increased workload, increased burnout, more people retiring or going, you know what, I can go make this much money working at a factory. I don't need this anymore. I saw someone said that, well, we're not going to be teaching, this doesn't mean we're going to go back to teaching classes in a fire station where we pulled all the apparatus out. I don't care where you teach the class. Get good instructors. Get people who actually have a passion for teaching and a passion for the job. Someone who actually worked to reach your students. That needs to be above anything on paper. Of course, you also have the other group that's involved in this. We all know like this group. This is the person whose major concern is how many letters they can put after their name. They think it makes them look more distinguished, makes them look more important. But would you let this person take care of your worst enemy? Probably not. Because if that's where their focus is not on good patient care, their focus is on their ego. Funny thing, some of the best medics I know definitely have an ego, myself included if you consider me a good paramedic. But the difference is the ego comes from the people like me, people like the guys I consider great, and girls. Make sure that we put that in there. The folks who do the best, they go out there to be the best. They tear themselves down every time something goes wrong. They build up the people around them. Because that's what we need more of. Those people who teaching who want to build others up. There is nothing more satisfying than seeing someone you help teach become great. Our current system has failed paramedics, EMTs, patients, and the communities we serve. And the sooner we acknowledge that, the better off we are. We're at a point we can look and say it's failed us. We know it's failed us. Are we brave enough to take that step back, go back and reevaluate Because until we're willing to reevaluate and say, hey, what did we do wrong? We can't fix this. And right now, we've got the data. So we're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. But I'm advocating we take a step back, see how we can incorporate what we've learned and build something better, build something functional. Because this isn't functioning, and people are dying, careers are ending, and we're losing good people. And that's just something that needs to end. Thank you for your time. Gen X Medic.